Hello everyone and welcome to the continuation of my Half-Life Alyx playthrough on PC without VR. This time we're covering probably the worst chapter in Half-Life Alyx in my opinion, and unfortunately OBS didn't record the game audio in this part, so unfortunately I'm going to have to use Half-Life 2 and Portal soundtrack music to substitute for the game audio. So right off the bat there's a fabricator here and I skip solving it. Mostly due to that rotating ball puzzle, which I absolutely hate. The second worst thing to do in Half-Life Alyx without VR, if you ask me, next to the trip mines that I got introduced to in the previous part right at the end. But I tried to get the reflex sight on the SMG, excuse me, because that's what I can afford with the resin that I have. So not only did I get the laser sight, but now I'm getting the reflex sight. So I'll show you getting the upgrade at least. But yeah, this part I think is going to be the worst part, not only because of the gameplay and what you have to do at a certain point, but also because the game audio didn't record. So if any part gets hated the most, I would wholly expect it to be this part, and I totally understand why. And because I really hate this chapter with a fiery passion, I chose not to actually go ahead and re-record it. So I apologise for that. I was under the assumption that OBS was recording the game audio, but apparently it wasn't. And I guess at the end of the day I have to take the blame for it. So this is what we do. We drop down and we end up on this like upper catwalk, and there's a Combine guy underneath us right now. And of course we could engage him if we want to, but I think it's best that we don't at the time being. So I'm just like observing what he's doing, but ultimately what we have to do is get on to like a, I don't know what they call it, like a cherry picker or something, and we have to get our way down to the ground safely because there's no easy way to do it. Unless, just go straight down and die, of course. That's one way to get down, but we want to survive the fall. So what I think you have to do is vault over the rail, and you end up on these pipes, and you can work our way to my left here, going straight ahead there, and that takes you to the area that we're supposed to get to, which is directly above us. But there's a pesky barnacle there, just causing trouble, so I execute him from the side, and now gonna be going in this way. So I think this is the first Half-Life 2 song that I am stopping and going to play the next one. So I try to pick the songs in such a way that I think reflects what's going on in the gameplay, or at least my attitude towards what's going on at least. So unfortunately I would stay silent during the audio, but of course there is no game audio, so I have to talk over it. But at least I leave the subtitles on, so at the very least you can see what is supposed to be said between Russ and Alyx at this stage in the game. So I try and fling all sorts of items around, but I needed a health syringe apparently, so I'll just use it. And there's a zombie down here, just messed him all up. Don't know what happened to his body, but he just really didn't like dying apparently. So I thought I would killed the barnacle, but no, he didn't die. I think it took a couple extra shots than I would have liked, but somehow I flung my grenade out of the cell. But anyway, I think if we go down to my left here, there's another door that we should be able to get out of, but it's blocked by an oil drum. So we can't go out any way that we've looked so far, so it looks like the ladder is the way to go. Upwards and out of the location that we're at. And it's worth noting as well that some of the soundtrack tracks that I am choosing to use in this playthrough part is actually background music that I use in a little series I like to do called Investigations, where we're looking to like gaming mysteries and try to offer my opinion as to why the mystery is what it is. And I've got 3 episodes so far, and yeah, this song in the background is one that I've used in the most recent episode that I did of that. But if there's anything in terms of series that I want to do, it would be probably internet exploration, since it's been a while since I did that. But as we saw there, the Vortigaunts actually managed to break the cables on one of the substations. So there's still quite a ways to go for that vault to come down. But something tells me, you know, the game wouldn't be able to progress if those substations were still intact. But anyway, we're supposed to end up going down there at some point, but well, that opens up that way. And if we go through in here, then we can see it was just these wooden boxes or whatever that's blocking the path. But then we could just open them up, and there we go. So I have to apologise for the previous part being long as well at this point. That's 2 videos of this playthrough that are like 50 minutes long. That's because the mission, or the levels themselves, are very long. Not much I can really do about that, sadly. But at this point, you have to sort of grab the switch here with one hand, and then position your other hand to hit the up button. And without VR, it's actually pretty awkward to do. You just got to get your hands in the right position and get the angles right to just hit the button, and then you should be good. So I cut out me failing doing that, but that's essentially what you got to do. And that's the cherry picker, I think it is, that you raise up to be able to vault over to it to then work your way down. So vault over here, and I wanted to hear the audio that Alyx and Russ say when you try and, you know, make a jump that far down. And Russ is like, "Why? Were you considering it?" And it's like, maybe, I don't know, maybe to get away from you. But easily enough, I hit the down button, and I think all those are supposed to be Vortigaunt cells, which ain't good, but there's nothing we can do to save them, sadly, so nothing we can do about that. So, working our way around, and this is me doing my sort of investigation of the surrounding area to see if there's any resin, most importantly, but ammo as well. And I don't really cut any of this out because I do actually show where you're supposed to go, so it would be a bit of a bad thing for me to do, to be like, oh well, this is all side exploration and I'm going to cut it out, except it shows the way you're supposed to go. So but either way, we get introduced, I think, to a new combine unit. It's heavy with a machine gun, and you know, we don't want to get hit by that guy, let me tell you. So he's just about down there, so I try to attack him from up here at the very least to distract him, so he seems to run away. And at this point we can just go down the ladder. More Vortigaunt cells, nasty. And I think like the handles on that panel behind me are sort of like moving by themselves, like on the very left of it if you would have saw. But anyway, trying to see if there's anything in the boxes, and of course there isn't. Or anything in these plastic crates? Nope, there isn't. Anything off to the right? Nah, I don't think there is. Is there? Nah, I don't think there is. So this area opens up, and what we should see is that, well, obviously the door in front of me is locked because there's something on the other side, I guess. But no one's here, right? Oh no, there's the combine unit, the heavy with the chain gun. So try and take his ass out from range. Trying to make use of the laser sight, because unfortunately with the reflex sight, it looks like the arrows that gives you an indication are just way too low on it to see. Again, maybe if you use VR you can see that a lot better, but without VR it's kind of difficult to see. And again, I'm going through my routine of trying to scavenge around and see what I can find, and obviously to no avail. But I like how Alyx can just rip off wooden boards that are probably nailed in tight and good with just a bare hand. He just rips them off like it's made of nothing. That's pretty cool, I guess. So again, more exploring. No, I think that was a Geiger count, so I just flung a bottle, an empty crate. Oh, that's a good resin right there. I punch a crate in the air to get a health vial and use it. And this is all glass that can be broken, but obviously that doesn't really help us because there's barnacles up there that's blocking our path. And we just got to work our way around. So yeah, this is where the Combine Heavy that we would have just executed is. And we just gotta go up this ladder here. And yeah, go from there. And I think that's a bit of a bug as well. I just moved and then just like got stuck. And I just kept moving forward but it got pushed back. And Alyx and Russ here saying there's no easy way to get to the vault from where they are, so they've got to try and figure out where to go. So yeah, they're trying to say like, oh, well, why are they keeping the vault in a shithole like this? And it's like, well, you know, they're gonna move it probably. So, oh, that's nasty. It's interesting to see how barnacles can either like puke blood or a mix of blood and some other yellow blood or whatever. It's disgusting, the barnacles, they really are. And of course now the left hand door's not going to open. But I cut out solving a laser puzzle there and getting all the contents out of it. Again, I see that as something that's a bit unnecessary. I would have already demonstrated the probably the 2-stage laser puzzle and how to solve it. So it's, I guess, redundant to show it again. Even though I don't really show it in its entirety. You know, I think it is for the best that I try to not keep these videos long. As long as I just show you what it is that you're supposed to do. And then all the side exploring you can do and see what I haven't showed you. And maybe even dialogue that I haven't shown you. But the majority of the stuff I do show. So, there's poison head crabs right there. I ran out of ammo just as I killed the head crab. That would have been bad. But ultimately what we're supposed to do is just progress up onto this point. And work our way down here. So I'm just going to take a quick sip of a drink, so give me a moment please. As I pull a guy through the floorboards. And oh, there's shotgun ammo, that's good. And pistol ammo, that's good. Oh wait, no, pistol ammo, that's good. And we have to shoot the lock off the door, so come on, poop. And then hey, this way is where we're supposed to go. So it's like some construction work or something going on around here that unfortunately was left and abandoned because this is the quarantine zone. So I would imagine that everything about this place has just been like abandoned, so any construction projects or transportation vehicles would just be empty because everyone's gone. They've all been pushed out to secure this area that contains the vault, and then no one can see the vault because it's so far away from every other place where humans might exist. So again, a good place to, you know, keep something that you don't want people to necessarily know about. And again, I tried to use the resin right there and work our way up, and to the left is where we're supposed to go to, so we drop on down on top of the porta potty and onto the concrete mix or the cement mix or whatever, and you get another grenade. So I'm maxed out on grenades and there's enemies over there, so I'll try and toss a grenade out thinking that would actually be good, but it probably isn't. But then I think, okay, so I need to grab this grenade. Come on Alyx, grab the grenade. For the left cell, it's really easy to grab, but for the right cell, I have so much trouble trying to do it. But I see, oh, there's a grenade there, so let's toss this grenade out, and it goes just to the right and into like a little nook that isn't going to do any damage to anyone. So then it's like, okay, gotta reload. If you get the angle right, you just reload it right off the bat, and that's good. But there's one of those Combine Heavy fucks in the distance, so just trying to take him out at range. And go for the head, since that's his like weak spot, obviously. And then I think, okay, I'm going to toss another grenade out this time. So Oh no, where's it gone? It's right there, I'm not going to be able to throw it again. Shit. So, as you see, I'm wasting my grenades at this point, and I'm not actually replenishing them, since I'm not really seeing any that's lying about, and I'm thinking I can use them when in actuality it's not really working out the way I want it to. So here, it's like, okay, there's a Combine Heavy there. I'm going to try and throw a grenade at him, and that was the shittest throw I think I've ever seen in my entire life. That wasn't even a throw, that was just that was nothing. What was that? There was nothing. To try and quote Wheatley from Portal 2. So there's a couple of health vials in my possession, and a couple of grenades. I use the health vial, and I think it would be a good idea to use a grenade here, but then it's like, am I going to really kill anyone with it? Because if history is going to repeat itself, I think the answer is going to be a big fat no. And considering what's coming up, I might actually want to use my grenades, and that was a pretty good throw, but it went way too high and off to the right, and I don't even know if I killed anyone there, but probably not would be a good answer. So I think there was a shotgunner and one of the chain gun guys, so now it's like, okay, what am I going to do? And I actually resort to grabbing my last grenade in my reserves and just try and toss that out right at the shotgunner's foot. But I killed him with bullets before the grenade blew up. Good job me, I didn't even need it. And then I end up murdering the chain gunner. And then I don't know if there's another another guy or not, but I'm trying desperately to get a health vial since I need it, and that looked like I should have grabbed it, but I didn't. And then I get it, I've got 1 and a bit health, so I heal. I'm debating if I should go back or not for supplies, but then I think, nah, I'm not going to get supplies, am I? So I just end up going down and seeing if there's anything in the porta potty. There is nothing, and there is another health vial, so I heal because I needed it. Now I'm back at full health, so now it's just a matter of progressing forwards. And trust me, the worst part of Half-Life Alyx in my opinion is coming up, so even though we just got to go down there, we can't do it just yet. But I'll look into this dustbin first and just see, and somehow managed to get the pistol ammo out of it, and there's a guy in the bin for some reason. I guess he was worthless and someone threw him away, but anyway, we've got a zombie. Is the zombie going to be smart? No, he's not. He's going to blow himself up by triggering the trip mine, and that's why you don't trigger those. So then there's more ammo, more specifically for the shotgun, so I take it because that's good. And I think I found way more shotgun ammo in this playthrough than I did on my first one, because I was nearly always out of shells. But what we're supposed to do is go through this glass here, and it's interesting how it breaks as well. But anyway, this is a sort of preface for the worst bit in Half-Life Alyx, and as you can see there's these trip mines that are in place, and this would have been a good time for me to have one of the grenades that I kept on me for such a long time. And I'm thinking if there's anything back there that I can use to trigger those trip mines, but then it's too risky, so all I end up trying to do is actually shoot the trip mines, and I actually succeed in doing it without getting myself killed, or hurt for that matter. So that was actually pretty good of me, but unfortunately that really isn't going to help with what's to come. And I hope people can relate to me when I say this is probably the worst part in Half-Life Alyx coming up right now. On my first playthrough this took me so long to do, and it is really annoying, and I hated this part trying to do it in my second playthrough. And this right here coming up is the reason why I said earlier that I wasn't going to re-record the gameplay, because the game audio didn't record properly. And opening up the shutter doors, yep, as we can see there are trip mines on explosive barrels. You trigger a trip mine, you blow everything up, including yourself. And of course, there's no way around it other than to defuse the trip mines. And as I mentioned in the previous part introducing these things, it's just really difficult to know the perspective. So in this case, it's like, well, do I move it backwards or do I move it forwards? You can't really tell because you can't actually look at it from another vantage point when you start the diffusal. So maybe in VR you can sort of like lean your head in a particular direction and you see like where you're supposed to move it. But without VR, it's really complicated to see whether you're supposed to move it forwards or backwards without actually trying to see what it is that you're supposed to do beforehand. So try it for yourself. Trust me, you're not going to like it. I know I didn't. And the audio in the background right now, I believe, is Android Hell from the Portal soundtrack. And just because Hell is in the title, it accurately describes this part, which is why I actually used this piece of soundtrack in the recording here. And it's funny enough, actually, I end up doing what the kids these days call save scumming through this part. So after every single successful trip mine defusal, I save the game just because I don't want to have the risk of doing it all over again. And there I accidentally press another button, trigger the trip mine and blow everything up and die instantly. So I think that was supposed to be death number 4, but thankfully because I saved, I don't have to do the first 2 over. And here I am trying to figure out, just like move left and right and up and down and all that, and figure out where am I supposed to go with this. And thankfully that diffused the trip mine somehow. So what I like to do with this is try and get into position first, then you press L, which activates the laser mode, and you basically cannot move, and you move with reduced sensitivity. And then I like to get in position and rotate using the I don't know which keys they are exactly. I think it's U, H, J and K, I think, if memory serves, and they rotate your hands in a particular way. And I just like to get the hands in a particular position so then I don't end up triggering the trip mine. And then I end up pressing Y, I believe it is, to reset the transform. And that's an example of me failing, which happens so often. Just because you can't tell if you have to go out towards the background or in towards the foreground. Even in a case like that. But somehow I managed to do it. And now it's just 1 trip mine left, and then I'm done with the worst part of Half-Life Alyx. And you don't want to know how many minutes of failures I cut out of this. Way too much, and I don't even know how much it was, but here I am trying to defuse it, and it looks like nothing happens, and for no reason I trigger the trip mine and blow up, so good job game. And here it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to load back in, and let's give this another try. So here it's like, well, do I move it in? Do I move it out? I can't tell. Alex's hand is in the way. Do I move it in? Do I move it out? I can't tell. Am I going to do it? It looks like all I got to do is get it to the end point. No, it didn't work. Wait, what? What happened? The mine's gone. What happened? Yeah, I think me flailing around like an idiot caused the box to break and the trip mine despawned. So it might be like a hierarchical thing. Because I killed the parent, the child got killed as well. So that would mean the box breaking despawns the trip mine. So then you don't have to deal with it. So that's good. Actually, I'm quite thankful that the game bugged out and it actually allowed me to get past by defusing 1 less trip mine than I needed. But I'm more than tempted to actually want to try this again and keep a grenade on me and see if you can actually blow up everything in this room without actually having to defuse anything. Or if they're going to try and claim that, well, by blowing something up it's going to destroy the whole foundation of the building and it kills you, even though it shouldn't, because you close the shutters or something. But I play the good old music Town 9 from the Half-Life 2 soundtrack here as a sort of, oh, thank God for that. That was over. It's a nice little relaxing tune to enjoy. So I'm just going to take another quick sip here. Okay, so I switched to the burst fire mode since 3 shots are enough to kill barnacles, at least on story difficulty, which is what I'm playing on. And as you saw, even blowing up a drip mine on story difficulty is enough to kill you instantly. So it's not good at all. So I would at least have liked it a bit more if they gave you some tolerance, like, you know, you had only a tiny sliver of health left, but no, they just kill you instantly. So that's why that part is so bad, and unless you want to cheat, there's no easy way to get around it. So I think really that was the absolute worst point to do. Like, there's a bit in the next chapter which I think is bad. There was stuff in the previous chapters that I thought was bad. I think those rotating laser ball puzzles are really, really bad. But I think that trip mine diffuser room is the absolute worst fucking thing in this game to do by a country mile. I hate it so much, and I'm thankful that it's actually over with and I never have to go back to it. Anytime soon at least. Because I might have mentioned earlier on in the playthrough, there's only one achievement that I need to do in Half-Life Alyx now. And that is to take a gnome, which is in the first chapter of the game, and take it all the way through to like the end of chapter 10, I think it is. And if there's a way that you could just do like the Half-Life 2 episode 2 trick of just spawning the prop in and giving it the right name, then you can just go ahead and, you know, set the gnome model to the name that you need to, and then just start up like the last chapter, well, the penultimate chapter, the last but one, get through that and then do that, spawn the gnome, set the proper name for it, and then there you go, you got your achievement and you don't even have to drag a gnome through the entire game with you. But I think what I said to myself was I'll only go for that achievement if I actually get the means to play this game using VR and motion controls, and at this moment in time it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So there's a nice little, terrible confrontation right there with Combine, and we got to figure out a way to go into, I think, the distillery. So it's like, is vodka good? No, it's not good, but it doesn't mean if it's not good, but it's not bad. Everyone likes vodka. I like vodka. So yeah, it's that good. But anyway, so this is a laser ball puzzle. I'll show you solving it just a little bit. But the red now begins to move. So as soon as you begin to actually attempt to move one of the blues, then it's just the reds move, and it's the amount of red and the length of trails of the red as well. I think if you touch even the trail of a red bit, then it results in a failure. So you don't want to touch the red whatsoever. And I might have been trying to show that there because it did look pretty chaotic, didn't it? And it gets worse and worse as the game goes on, trust me. But anyway, that's that for that bit. And what we got to do is work our way up into this building in front of me, or rather to the right of me, or behind me right now. We've got to get in here and figure out where to go from there. There's a dead Combine here with something on him. Trying to scavenge around for stuff. There's a shotgun shell there, and as we can see, there is a Mr. Headcrab on the door. And we cannot open the door because it's locked on the other side, and so we gotta go into the area which I am working my way to right now. To actually, that's the way we gotta go up there, but we gotta go through behind me to be able to gain access to that area. So we gotta see what we need to do in here. That's the control panel that we need to use. So that controls the, I don't even know what to call it, the platform, I guess. That controls the platform. And there's a health vial there, and I've got 2 health vials in my cells on the wrists, so I'm good in terms of health. And there's a couple of bits of resin right there, so every little bit of resin helps. Take as much as you can, because then you can afford upgrades, and you can even get some of the best upgrades in the game. But here there is a head crab, so I kill him, I destroy the lock, the door opens, there's a fabricator in there, and So I'm gonna have to look into that, obviously. And I'm just seeing, what stuff is there? Is there anything else? No? Okay. So now I've got to go to the back side of this area where I just came from. Didn't edit this out for some reason. And now I'm using another bit of Portal soundtrack in the background. Oh, there's a barnacle there, kill him. Yeah, murder his ass. And of course I edit out the bits where I solve the puzzle to get the battery out of that Combine storage cell. And Russ has restored the drone from the start of the game. Yes, the drone that got destroyed by the Strider when we just about got to Russell's lab. It's now back. But how long is this going to last? Well, let's hope it's for the rest of the game. So I have the antlion grub to heal me and the battery in my cells at this point. So the drone's going to try and find a way for us to go, right? Oh no, it's got shot down. Well, that was shit. So much for it lasting the entire game. No, it only lasted like 1 minute if that. So now we've got more Combine guys to deal with. So I'll just take another sip real quick. Okay, so now we've got to work our way down there and killing these Combine guys. So I'll try and pistol them up, that doesn't quite work. SMG him up, that was alright. And that's a shotgun guy, I think. Or a chain gunner. Either way, I killed him. So there we go, trying to put the shotgun back. Didn't quite work the way I wanted it to. But instead of going down the ladder for no reason, I just decided I'll walk down the slope instead. Again, wasting time. It's not good to waste time in Half-Life Alyx, let me tell you. But here we can actually put the battery in there. And we can actually put the antlion grub in here as well. So that's good. And there's a grenade there as well, lovely. And if you saw off to my left, in front of me right now, there's more Combine guys we've got to deal with. So here we go. We're going to have to take care of those. Need to reload the pistol, but I say screw that. And the Combine heavies put his shield up. And this is me still trying to do that achievement, I think, to kill a Combine heavy while his shield's up. But to this point I've had no luck trying to do it. And I think I'll do it later, thanks to a certain upgrade that you can get in the game. But kill the manhack, try and kill the last Combine guy, which is right there. And I think I'll do it, maybe. But at this point I think, okay, I definitely need to heal. So let's try and just pull this thing down. It's awkward, but manageable. Yeah, I need 1 heart of health. And to reload the pistol as well. So, yeah, I know I showed you this before, but this is what happens when you heal. Using the antlion grub fluid as a means of healing you up. And, of course, making good use of the auto-load holster. And I think I just tried to grab that grenade and then threw it away immediately somehow. So that's a bit awkward, isn't it? When that happens. But we're coming up to the end of the playthrough part. I know I've still got a few minutes left to go. But what we need to do is actually go in here. The fabricator opens up. So unfortunately I don't think I have enough resin to get any of the upgrades at this point. So I don't think I really show you that much of the fabricator here. Other than I think this was the first one to have a 3-stage put the ball in the right position, which I like those are well enough. It just puts the ball in a point in 3D space. That's easy enough to do without VR. It's just the other stuff, like the rotating laser ball and that sort of crap, which is bad, and I don't like it whatsoever. But yeah, I thought I'd just show you that a little bit. But that's how you solve that first puzzle. Yeah, I said first puzzle because there's another one. By going into the area that we're supposed to go in that has the controls to allow us to get into the distillery here. So we gotta figure out which wires we're going to need to use. So we start with, you know, this, which is right here. And we have to go and connect that above the door. Then opening this area up gives us another a bit of wire that can be rotated, which is around here somewhere. I'm trying to figure out where it is. It's right there next to these clangering thingamajigs. Don't know if they're going to be relevant later, who knows. And then there's more bits of wire behind these shelves. So now it's all a matter of just, you know, connecting, and there we go. I think that's that. I like how it just like shows you the wiring and how you fixed it. But now this means this controller works, which allows us to move the platform in front of me into position. So I'm just going to take another quick sip here. Just give me a moment. Yeah, considering I'm talking for, you know, anywhere from 20 to 30, 40 minutes at a time, my throat is getting a bit sore doing these commentaries, especially in such quick succession of each other. So hopefully it doesn't really screw me over in the long run, but well, what can you do? So at this point I'm like, is there any last explosion I can do? There's a combine barricade there. I decide instead of walking, I'll just do the vaulting trick and move around faster that way. And this bit of music right here is supposed to be like the victory music. We got past the worst part of Half-Life Alyx. Probably the worst part of the playthrough, let me tell you as well, because there's no game audio. And it's just me talking over the top of it with Half-Life 2 and Portal audio. But I'm seeing the end of the video in sight, so I hope you've enjoyed me rambling and the music that I put to the background of this video. Next part will have working game audio, and it'll be a pretty good chapter as well, let me tell you. So thank you for watching, have a great day, peace out, and see you next time.